Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Yin. Great to have you along. Just before we make a start, just to give everyone a heads up that there will be no class on Melbourne Cup Day, which is in 3 weeks' time. So no live class on the 7th of November. And there will be recordings available if you're looking for something to practice that week. So we still have 2 more weeks after tonight before Cup Day. Okay, so let's head into the practice. We're going to start tonight with the 3-part Taoist breath, which is a moving meditation, and we're going to do 3 rounds. So finding a comfortable sitting position, you could sit back on your heels for this one if that feels okay, or you could also sit cross-legged up on a cushion, or you could sit a little bit higher on a bolster as well if that's more comfortable. So I'm going to start cross-legged. And let's just start by taking a deep breath in through our nose here and out through our mouth with an ah. Just allowing a little bit of a space to settle in and start the practice. And now we'll move into the moving meditation. So bringing your arms to your sides and breathing in, slowly bringing them up. And exhale, taking your hands behind your head and out to the sides. Inhale as you bring your fingertips to your shoulders. And exhale, press your palms away, chin to your chest, round your upper back. Turn your palms up and inhale, reaching up. You can do a little bit of a back bend if that's okay, and then bowing down to the earth. Rising back up. So that was 1 round. We'll do 2 more. Breathing in, reaching up. And exhale, bringing your hands behind your head and out to the sides. Inhale, fingertips come to your shoulders. And exhale, press your palms away. Chin to your chest, round your upper back. Turn your palms up and inhale as you reach up. And exhale, bowing down. Rising up for 1 more round. Breath in, reaching up. Really feeling into the movement. Exhale, hands out to the sides. Inhale, fingertips to your shoulders. Exhale, press your palms forward, chin to your chest, round your upper back. Turn your palms up and inhale, reaching up. And exhale, bowing down. Slowly rising back up. We're just going to pause here, so you may need to adjust your sitting position just for another minute or so. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs or in your lap. And you can soften your gaze or close your eyes. As we direct our attention inwards to our breath and to the sensations in our body. So you may feel sensations of warmth or of subtle pulsation. You may feel your heartbeat. And perhaps areas of cool in your body. We're just observing what's there. You may also notice thoughts. We'll have this stream of consciousness. Just being aware of those and guiding yourself back to sensations, or you can simply use your breath to focus on. And we can anchor ourselves in the present moment with our breath or with the sensations. And now let's open your eyes. If you had them closed, just bring yourself back to the room. And we'll head into our first yin pose. So we're going to start with a reclined butterfly pose tonight. If you don't have the appropriate props for reclined butterfly, I'll also give you the option for the regular butterfly. So I'll start by taking you into the reclined butterfly first. So you'll need a bolster up one end of your mat. And using a couple of blocks here and placing them up one end of my bolster to make a nice support under that end. And depending on the height of your bolster here, you may like to put a cushion. So we're going to lie back over the bolster for reclined butterfly. Once you've set up your props, making your way down, making sure that you've got a nice good support under your bolster. And bringing the soles of your feet together here and allowing your knees to drop out to the sides. You could also place, if you have a couple more blocks or some cushions underneath your knees, if you feel like your legs need a little bit of support. So for those in reclined butterfly, just settling in, I will just demonstrate the regular butterfly for those who don't have the props for the reclined one. So for regular butterfly, you're sitting up vertical. You bring your legs out in front into a diamond shape. And from here, we fold forward, rounding through your spine. So making sure that if you have a tendency to round through your lower back, to avoid that, you can add some extra height. You can also place a couple of blocks underneath your knees here to support. You may like to rest on a bolster or a cushion out in front. So wherever you are working, tuning into what you can feel in your body. And finding that edge here, so that place in each yin pose where we're feeling something, but not too much. It's that edge that feels right for you. We're working through our inner thighs here. Perhaps you're feeling it down the back of your legs, to your knees, through your spine as well. And whether you're working in reclined butterfly or you're sitting up in the regular one, you can play around with either moving the position of your feet closer into your body to bring about a deeper stretch into your inner thighs. or taking your feet further out. So exploring what feels right for you. It's really important that you don't feel any pain or any sharp stabbing sensations. It's important to come out of the pose if you feel that, or ease back. So that we're always being kind to our body and respecting our body, which is essentially our home or our life. And we stay in each pose for up to 5 minutes. And if you feel like your body has had enough, you can always come out early and take a rest. And let's take one more breath here, just in your own time. And now for those of you in the regular butterfly pose, where you're folding forward and sitting, slowly rolling up through your spine. If you're in reclined butterfly, bringing your soles of your feet flat on the floor. And we're going to come off the bolster, so you may like to roll to one side using the support of your arms. And we're all coming up to sitting position to feel the rebound. So sitting up on your cushion, lean back on our hands, bringing the soles of our feet to the floor a little bit further apart than our hips, and windshield wiper our legs just to ease out through our hips. Noticing what you're feeling through your legs and through your hips. And when you're ready, taking your legs out in front, you can either sit up or you can stay leaning back. See which feels more comfortable for you. We'll just be here about another 30 seconds to feel the full effect of the rebound. And let's take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth with an ah. So we do this to support this release of energy that happens after each yin pose. Let's do one more. Deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with an ah. Now let's release our hands if you have them back. And from here, staying sitting on your cushion, we're going to come into straddle pose. So taking your legs out wide to where you can start to feel it through your inner thighs. You feel it down your hamstrings, down the back of your legs. And from here, we fold forward. So rounding through your spine as you come forward. Remembering if you have a tendency to round too much in your lower back, giving yourself some extra height with another cushion. And some options here are to fold forward onto a bolster. Rest your elbows on a bolster. You may even like to use a block to rest your forehead on. It's feeling too much for your knees or in your hips. You could place a couple of blocks underneath your knees here as well. Or any other variation that you might feel supports your body. We are looking to have our bones nice and supported in yin, the majority of the poses, so that the muscles can relax. We are stretching some muscles as well, but we're primarily focusing on the connective tissue of the body, the fascia. It's a web of tissue that runs right through our body. And the fascia can become perhaps a bit hard as we age or if we have injury. And the practice of yin helps to soften the fascia. The fascia is an integral part of our body's system to flow energy. And we do this gradually, by gradually feeling that edge. We're feeling something, but not too much. If you've done too much, you may really feel it tomorrow. We want to try and avoid that. Let's take a slow, gradual approach. Connecting in with your breath. You can use your breath to soften on your exhale. You invite this sense of softening and of letting go. And it happens just at the pace that is right for you. If you find you've got lots of thoughts going on, that's perfectly okay. Just invite an acceptance of what is there for us in each present moment. And just continually guide yourself back to your breath. Slowly, you may notice, it may take time, that there's more space to the thoughts go more in the background. Isn't it never any rush in the practice? It happens just as it's supposed to happen. And let's take 2 more breaths here, just in your own time. And now let's very slowly start to roll up through your spine. You bring yourself back up to a sitting position. Remove your props to one side. Lean back on your hands to release your hips. Bring your legs into the center. You may like to just give them a little bit of a shake. And let's do a windshield wiper once again as we head into the rebound. Dropping one knee into the center at a time. And really noticing the sensations in your legs, through your hips. And then taking your legs out long, you can sit up or lean back on your hands. Or another option you might like to do is to bend into your knees and rest your arms forward. There's many ways we can feel the rebound. You may come up with your own way as well. But let's all take a deep breath in through our nose. And then out through our mouth with an ah. Just noticing that release of energy. As the energy flows through that fascia tissue. Let's do one more deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with an ah. Now let's leave the rebound and move on. So we're going to now work into a spinal extension, and we're going to work into Sphinx pose, lying on our belly. And then I'm going to give you a new option in Sphinx. We're going to add in a half frog pose while we're in Sphinx. So it's a combination of two poses. But if that option doesn't feel right for you, just stay in the regular Sphinx pose. So coming down onto your belly, and you may need your bolster handy. Lying right down and bending into your elbows here and having your forearms resting flat on your mat. So this is the full Sphinx pose, and then I will talk you through some supported options. So your elbows can be roughly underneath your shoulders, or some students find it a bit more comfortable to take the elbows out to the side. So see what feels right for you that gives you more stability. So if this feels like a little bit too much for your lumbar spine, your lower back, a supported option is to come over a bolster. This is less compression in your lumbar spine. And if you feel like you can go a little bit deeper to have more compression in your lumbar spine, you could come up onto your bolster. So I have my elbows up onto my bolster here. So now adding in a half frog and noticing if this is still okay for your lumbar spine. So to add in a half frog, we simply bend into our left knee here and bring it towards our hip. So maybe further down, but you can play around with where it feels comfortable. And if you're up on a bolster, maybe you need to Maybe it feels too much now and you could go back down onto your forearms on the ground. Or maybe this just feels too much for you. You can go back into the regular Sphinx pose. So we'll be here on this side for about another 30 seconds or so. And noticing what you can feel, including through your left hip, as well as your spine. Noticing if you found that nice edge and whether you need to make any adjustments. And if you're in the half frog, releasing your left leg down, and let's bend into our knee, bringing it to the swapping sides. Here for about another minute. You may notice, I certainly do, that one side feels very different to the other. Maybe a little bit different, or perhaps not. That's really normal. And finding that juicy position in your half frog, where you found that nice edge. Tuning into your breath and to what you can feel. And softening for the last few breaths on your exhale. Let's release our right leg straight on the mat. And now gradually make our way out of Sphinx. Going to remove any props that you're using and then come back to feel the rebound, come up onto your hands and knees. May feel like you need to move your hips a little bit, or just settling back into child's pose. So we'll feel the full rebound in child's pose when you're ready. For child's pose, your knees apart, comfortably wide apart, dropping your buttocks towards your heels. You can also place some padding in between your thighs and your calves. So we'll just be here for a minute or so. But also rest your head down onto a cushion. Or if you know any other version of child's pose, taking yourself there. And so let's all take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth with an ah. Just noticing the weight of your body grounded on the mat, connected to the earth. And doing one more. So deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with an ah. Supporting the release. Now let's leave the rebound and come back up. And from here, we're going to move into a different sort of twist tonight. I'm going to do twisted deer pose. So you'll need your bolster up one end of your mat. And you may like to have some padding at one end. So we're working the twist through our spine. And we'll be doing it on both sides. So we're going to bring our left hip right up against the bolster here. So I'm facing forward and allowing our legs, so I have both legs bent, to just fall behind me, wherever they land at the moment. From here, then we're going to lay over the bolster, but we're going to twist away from our legs. So we're twisting towards the left. You may need to move your hip a little bit as you go down, and you can experiment with taking your legs out a little bit longer. So we're twisting around towards the left side, shuffling to make sure your hips nice and comfortable, adjusting your legs in any way. And you can rest your ear down on the bolster. Rest your head. You can have it on either side, so depending on your neck. Really allowing the weight of your body here to rest right down so that you feel fully supported by the bolster. So you can experiment with taking your legs further away from your body. That may deepen the twist through your lumbar spine. Alternatively, bringing them closer in. And really softening on your exhale. So you're inviting this sense of surrendering and of letting go. Letting go of all that's been. Also, all that's to come. Just being present right here. In your body. Noticing if you need to make any subtle movement. Make it more comfortable for your hip or your legs. And let's take 3 more deep breaths here, just in your own time. And now we will start to come back using the support of your arms, coming right up to sitting. My legs are still in the same position. And we're going to, I'd like to just move your bolster to one side, and as a way of moving to the other side, can Move your legs and swivel on your buttocks to bring your legs right around to the other side so that now your right hip is against your bolster. Going to change sides so that you can see me a bit better. You have your right hip against your bolster and your legs comfortably behind you, your knees bent. And coming forward over your bolster and twisting, it's going to twist towards the right hand side now. You may need to adjust that right hip and move your legs a little bit. You can start to feel the twist through your spine. Noticing if you're feeling it in your lumbar spine, whereabouts you're feeling it. And rest your head down onto the bolster. Looking on either side, depending on your neck. Making any small adjustments so that you feel completely comfortable. And then connecting in with your breath, the natural rhythm of your breath. And softening as you exhale. Seeing your weight, the weight of your body connected to your bolster or your prop and to your mat and the earth. The earth that's always available to support us to ground our energy. Staying present with your breath. Inviting this sense of letting go. It gives us an opportunity to let go. And perhaps also in the letting go, we might be making way for something new. Perhaps a new way of feeling. Let's take 2 more breaths just in your own time. And now using the support of your arms to come back up and back up facing the front. And from here, let's head down onto our back to feel the rebound. So moving your props to one side And we will lie on our back. Now you may like to bring your knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees and gently rock to massage out your lower back after the twist. You may like to let out a sigh as you're rocking. If you're resting, you can do that in your own time. Also circle your knees out to the side here. So I have either hand on either knee and I'm circling them out and then in towards my body and then out. And you can change directions with the circles in your hips. Nice massage. And then let's just take our legs out long, just for a mini Shavasana here. Let's take a deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth with an ah. Just feeling the weight of your body resting on your mat. And we have one more yin pose before we rest in Shavasana. We're going to stay lying down. We're going to move into eye of the needle pose. There's a few options here for eye of the needle. So you can work with your lower back on the mat here, like I am now, or you may like to bring a bolster underneath your buttocks, your lower back, if you feel like you need some more support. So let's start with our knees bent. Let's bring our left ankle over to our right knee, or somewhere along our right thigh. Then if it feels right for you, bringing your legs in towards your chest. You can wrap your arms around your right thigh, hands around your right thigh, or to your knee, to your right shin. And you may, if you're working up on a bolster, you work in the same way with the bolster underneath your buttocks. So if you feel like you need more support under your lower back, place a bolster under your lower back, your buttocks, and work from there. From here, you can play around with the positioning of your left ankle, moving it up towards your knee or down closer in towards at the top of your thigh, and noticing how that changes the experience in your left glutes, your left buttocks, and also in the iliotibial band, which runs from your hip, along the outside of your thigh down to your knee. That's where we're mainly working. Wherever you are working, noticing what you can feel, making any adjustments so that you're embodying your well-being, being kind and respecting your body.
respecting any limitations within yourself. And then anchoring yourself in this present moment by noticing your breath. And softening as you exhale. You may like to, as we start to head into the last 15 minutes of class, start to invite a sense of peace into your whole being. You could use your breath to soften and invite peace into your body as a feeling. Let's take one more breath here, just in your own time. And then releasing your hands, releasing your feet, keeping your knees bent and allowing your feet to rest onto the floor. And pause here. You may like to do a little windshield wiper before we head over to the other side. This is windshield wiper lying down, just by dropping one knee in towards the center at a time. And then let's head over to the other side with your knees bent. We'll feel the full rebound at the end of this pose. Your knees bent. Now bringing your right ankle over to your right thigh. Working with a bolster underneath your buttocks if you need that support. And if it feels okay, bringing your legs in towards your chest. And then adjusting the position of your right ankle. So you may like to bring it further down, closer to your torso, or further away, closer to your knee. And as you do that, noticing what you can feel in your right buttocks, your glute muscles, and that band that runs on the outside of your right thigh, the iliotibial band, from your hip down to your knee. And then softening into the pose. And working with inviting peace into your being. If you're working there, if it doesn't feel right for you, just leave that. That's perfectly fine. I read a quote the other day that said to bring peace to our earth, make your own life peaceful. And I think that that can be true in the sense of it starts with ourselves and the way we are in ourselves has an effect of filtering out to those who are around us. So what we do for ourselves also benefits others as well as ourselves. If you're working with peace, you may like to feel that spaciousness of peace. And perhaps send it right around your body as you exhale. Let's take 2 more breaths here, just in your own time. And then releasing your hands, releasing your legs, and doing any movement that feels organic for you, perhaps a windshield wiper, or perhaps it's just heading straight into lying down, into Shavasana. Perhaps you need to rock your knees to your chest. Just noticing what feels right for you right now. And then when you've finished your movement, if you're doing that, setting yourself up for Shavasana. You can take your legs out long. You may like to place a bolster underneath your knees. Be a nice support for your lower back. You may like to place a blanket over you. We'll be lying down for about 5 minutes or so. Making sure you are completely comfortable. And if it feels right for you, let's just do one more sigh. So taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth with an ah. So feeling the whole weight of your body, supported by the earth, the ground. I'm going to guide you in a relaxation, body awareness meditation. If it doesn't feel right for you, just allow my words to wash over you. Starting by bringing your awareness down to your heels, feeling your heels in contact with the floor. And then softening through your feet and your toes. So we're doing both sides at the same time. Shifting your awareness now through your ankles and softening. Bring your awareness up through your lower legs, your shins and your calves, and softening. to your knees, softening from the center of the joint, spreading energy out to the surface, and then softening through your thighs. Now moving your awareness to your buttocks and softening your buttocks, the base of your body, and your pelvic bowl, pelvis, your hips. And now into your lower back, softening and moving up your torso, front and back. In the middle of your back, middle of your torso, up into your chest, into your upper back. Let's pause in our heart space here, to the space in the center of your chest. And noticing any sensations in that space. And having a sense of energy spreading out from that space in all directions. Now leaving your heart space and moving up to your shoulders, softening your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Moving down your arms, your upper arms, your elbows, and softening your forearms, wrists, hands, all the way down to your fingertips. Inviting a sense of softening. Shifting your awareness to your neck and your throat, front and back, softening the skin. Now I'm softening through your jaw and whole face, exploring how you can soften your whole face, noticing any tension areas. And then the sides of your head, your ears, the back of your head softening, and the top of your head softening. And now noticing your whole body and noticing the points of your body that you can feel are connected to the mat. So you're grounded on your mat. Resting in this space, just a few more breaths. Let's start to wake up. So starting to bring some movements to your fingers, your toes, to your feet, your hands. You may like to take your arms above your head and stretch right out through your arms, through your legs, and then releasing and rolling onto one side. You can curl into a ball, rest your head on your arm or on a pillow. And using your support of your arms. Let's come up to a comfortable sitting position.
Let's bring our hands to prayer and let's bring them to our heart center, the center of our chest. Bow our head towards our heart. Let's take a moment here to honor yourself or taking time to embody your well-being, practicing being kind and respectful to ourselves through the practice of Yin Yoga. May like to honor others who are practicing this week. Also might like to honor our sacred earth. Our sacred earth, which we all share for our experience of life. And together, let's say namaste. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed the practice. If you have any questions or need some different options, please feel free to contact me for a chat. Otherwise, I wish you a good week and I would love to see you next week. Okay, bye for now.